I'm Karen Hokett with ERA Parish Realty, and it's time for What Are the Numbers? Each Wednesday, I bring you an inside look into what the Knightdale, Wendell and Zebulon real estate market is doing, and I hope that you're going to join me for this episode. Sometimes people think that market watch numbers are not interesting. I hope I make it somewhat interesting for you and give you some good value. So, we talked a couple weeks ago. I did a recap from our numbers that we had for January, but now the MLS numbers have come out. So let's recap real quick. So median sold price, $352,000. That's 28.1% up from last January, which we knew those numbers were trending up a lot because last January it was at $275,000. So think about this. So if we're at 352, I should have done this beforehand, right? If we're at 352,000 for the median sold price for January, and we increase it another 28%, if it trends for next year, next January, our median sold price will be around 450,000. So I say that to tell you, if you've been thinking about buying, the longer that you wait, the more you're going to need to spend. Over percentage of list price received, 102%. So that's right on track with what we've been seeing. And days on market for January was 12 days. The month supply of inventory is at 0.5, which means if we went through a half of a month, all the inventory that's available in Knightdale, Wendell, Zebulon would be gone in 15 days. That's all the inventory. So across all price points. So that's our recap for January. Let's get into what's happening this week, February 16th. So for active and coming soon, we've got 44 resale and there's 26 new construction homes that have come on the market. The median list price of those resales is $345,000 and the new construction median list price is at $497,000. Contingent and pending, what's sitting out there? So, and let me just take a minute. So for contingent and pending, when I say that, that means that these properties already have contracts on them. A buyer has come along and an offer has been accepted by the seller for the property. There are 116 that are sitting out there right now. What closed from 210 to 216? 22 homes. So we're still not seeing a lot close, but again, reminding you we're in the slower part of the year during the winter. Typically, what's the slower part of the year? 22 homes closed. The average days on market for those that closed was 4 days. There were 15 that went for over list price, 3 that went for under, one resale that sold at list price, and 3 new construction that sold at list price. So not many new construction. I know a couple weeks ago we saw a ton of new construction close. Of the ones that closed, where were we sitting at as far as percentages over list? The median list price of those closed were $327,500. Sold $330,000. So we were just at 101. It was actually 100.7%. So right at 101%, which is still trending where we've seen it in the last several months. This week for the big winners, we always like to see what homes went for the most over list price. There were a lot. Like I said, there were 15 that went for out of the 22 that sold for over list price. But the key about this was that there were so many that were really high prices above list price. So $45,000 over at Shopland in Knightdale, that was a cash transaction. $45,000 out at Buck Road in Wendell, that was a cash transaction. $50,000 over list price, East Franklin Street in Zebulon, cash transaction. $51,000 over at Glenmere and Knightdale, conventional loan. And then the biggest one this week was $55,000 over list price, Carriage Manor, Knightdale conventional loan. So very interesting the way that things are trending. There's not, like I said, not tons of inventory out on the market. We're only at a half month supply, which just means that people are having to be more competitive for some of these houses. One of the ones that sold on that list, the one out at Buck Road, that sold, what was that one? $45,000 over list. I had clients that actually offered on that house. And I said, when I saw that it had closed, I sent her a text and I let her know, hey, this was the list price. Remember what we offered, and this is what it sold for. And not to tell her like you didn't have a chance in hell, but telling her, I don't want you to sit there and think, oh, if we had offered $1,000 more, if we had offered $5,000 more. Somebody came in with cash that was just more cash heavy than you could possibly be at the time, and they won the house. They closed on it. So sometimes it's just taking a look at all of the different characteristics of what's going on in the market so that you can, number one, be competitive, but then also understand why you may or may not be winning some of these homes if you're putting in offers, okay? So that's what's going on in the Knightdale, Wendell, Zebulon area today. If you have questions about your house, your town, your neighborhood, you can shoot those over to me, and I'm happy to help you. Even if you're just wanting to get an idea of what your house is worth and have no intention of selling your house. It's always good information to have. So hope everybody's going to have a good rest of their week and a good weekend. The weather's going to be nice for the next couple of days. We'll see you next Wednesday. But for now, these were the numbers. Bye, guys.